Firelink. We have been exploring the deeper reaches of the Ringed City DLC here. And I jumped back to Firelink just briefly to see if we could grab a boss weapon that I've been hearing is kind of helpful. It has a bit of abyssal damage, or damage to abyssal creatures, rather, which almost everything down in the Ringed City is, including our dragon friend. So let's jump up the stairs here and speak to Ludlith briefly. If you'll indulge me.
Aha, thou returned. So,
It's always a fine day when I get to speak to you, Ludlith. So I'm looking for the Wolf Knight's Greatsword, I believe. There's a little bit of... Oh, sorry, my headset connection crackled on you there. There's a little bit of dispute, though that might not be the word, as to if this and the Artorias Greatsword are the same thing. There is apparently an Artorias Greatsword in the code for this game that might have a higher damage for some reason than this one does. But it doesn't appear as though there's any way to get it legitimately. You can, like, on the PC version, add it into your game with a trainer or something, but this appears to be the only one that actually exists in the game, and so I'm hoping this is the one I've been reading about. It's the only thing I'm fighting with myself over. There is a small chance that this will do nothing at all. But yes, this says, his sword is more punishing against creations of the abyss, and that's really what we're after here. So I will go ahead and use my Soul of the Blood of the Wolf. I forget exactly where we got that. It must have been from the Abyss Watchers boss, like the Knights. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm hoping I have it. I'm hoping I actually pressed through there. There we go. Let's speak to Andre briefly. See if we need to do anything to boost it. And while I'm playing around with this, no need to have that other wolf's sword equipped. There we go. I don't know that this sword will be a matter of attacking quickly, which is why that other sword makes a difference.
Tis good. What needs?
So we'll see if we can use it later. Okay, so I think I just need to reinforce. This is likely a boss weapon that takes Twinkling Titanite, so I doubt I can infuse it. I keep going right past. There we go. Titanite scale, perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And a slab for +5. I'll waste one, sure.
Pretty be careful.
So this might come in handy against our dragon friend here. Let's see what the special skill is. Oh, that's rather devastating. And then the special skill is, yeah, there we go. I finally figured it out. That's fantastic. So I can do a little forward flip slash. I'll take it. I don't want any of your lip, but I'll sure take your flips. Sure, yeah. Okay, so let's jump back to the Ringed City here. So we did open up, during the last session, we opened up that secret ladder passage to Amnesiac Lap's Purging Monument, and we exhausted his dialogue and discovered him to be Patches, who kicked us into one final pit. One more pit for old measure. Wait. One more pit for good times. Wait. So we'll have to see if Patches turns up again. I'm not sure if he will. In the Ringed City. And if we will get any sort of justice? Now that my weapon is different, I need to press a different button to attack. Okay, we're learning. I could also use a shield with this, potentially, which is another reason I just wanted to get used to it and the move set therein. Is in case I end up needing a shield for one of these high-level boss fights, that would be great. Alright, so we just ran up that elevator to catch that shortcut to the bonfire at the very end of the last session. We didn't have time. We ran right past this, but we didn't have time to grab it. It looks like we'll need to come down from above, which means perhaps we get out this, I think I saw a side passage here. There it is. All right. Nice ember. Silver Knight statues. Huh, one of them doesn't have a sword. It's weird. Oh. That is weird. Another ladder back here. Okay. Philionor's spear. That looked like a covenant item, perhaps? Or I'm not sure what. A consumable? There it is. Proof of a church spear's fulfillment of duty. What is a church spear? Spears of the church watch over the princess's slumber. Okay. Princess's knights proudly displayed these precious favors, which were most often seen swaying from their identical ceremonial spears. I hope that's not a saucy euphemism. All right, moving on. Long ladder down. Oh, these are cute little statues of our old friends, Koth and Frampt. I believe the primordial serpents. I didn't know that they had bodies, like paws and stuff. I wasn't sure exactly what was at the other end of their long, long necks. Oh, that guy got a little bonk on the head there. That's too bad. Oh, that looks fancy. Violet wrappings, an antiquated plain garb. Oh, tell me about it. An ancient land of sorcery. When a mission visited the Ringed City long ago, one of its younger missionaries elected to stay behind, and it was he who became the last recorded spear of the church. Interesting. What about the violet wrappings? Tell me of these. Sewn with violet cloth and embroidered with gold thread, were intended for everyday use. I'll stop trilling now. Yet they served well enough in many a battle, unwreathing the arms of one who would go on to embrace the sword. Inwreathing, not unwreathing. I don't know the purpose of these ritual items, but I am fascinated. Dragon ahead. Okay, tough enemy ahead. And nothing. I wonder if this is one of those Firelink fog gates that's like a loading screen, or if it's I need to do something first. It did say dragon ahead, but I haven't gotten the dragon off of like the bridge yet, so maybe I need to knock the dragon off the bridge, and this is where he lands, is my only thought. Which is the entire reason I got this sword, to attempt to knock the dragon off the bridge. And I think that's up in this room as well here. We'll try to drop down to that statue first. I think we're still above it. But I need to remember that that exists back there. Next time we see the dragon, remember to come back to the Ringed City inner wall bonfire, go through the elevator shortcut, get off at the secret passage, etc., etc. Okay, perfect. This looks like we're above that statue. Just have to not fall off. Pretty much exactly like that. That would have been terrible. Oh, yikes, that's fantastic. I'm not sure why I said yikes. It's very, very good news. This is my favorite ring. It increases your stamina recovery speed. And they just gave me a +3 version of it. I'm honored and touched. Get your hands off of me. Alright. Well, that doesn't look good. It also looks like a church that may contain spears, though I'm still not sure what any of that means. I'll be right back. Yes, keeping you in mind as well. Let me return to the Dragon Bridge. I think I need to go this way. Though I'm not entirely sure if it's safe from this side. Let's try it, I suppose. Let me just make sure. I have 43,000. I don't mind gambling that here. That's not very much this late in the game. So he may get a free hit in on me here. Ooh. Reading about this little precipice where apparently he cannot strike you until he gets to a certain phase. He gets excited. And I'm hoping we can knock him off the bridge before that phase. Just waiting for that laser to concentrate, and then as soon as it moves past, you have a couple of seconds here. Okay. I'm sure I'm being awfully timid. You can probably attack him a few more times in between these, but I just really don't want to chance it with that fire. That might be his second phase, where he gets all excited. I need just a couple more hits. But he can hit me. Yep, he can hit me now. Alright. That's what I was worried about. So that's where, if I was just a little bit more aggressive at that ending section, I could have knocked him off the bridge before he freaks out and has a chance to hit you. We'll try it again. I should probably run to the other bonfire too, but this one worked great. I didn't get hit and I didn't have to hide. But there's no telling if that will be the case again. Alright, immediately back. And down. Now he's stuck there. There we go. Get him to fly away. That'll give me a couple of seconds. Alright, so be a little bit more aggressive. here's the part where I really need to get an extra hit in, or he's going to start thrashing. Ah, that was bad timing. Was that enough? Yes. That knocks him down, and then a little bit of face-to-face time. And he's off the bridge. Bye-bye, my dear. It's literally his name. I love it. Okay. Moving on. Didn't intend for that to be a pun, but it worked out quite well. Bye-bye, my dear. I think I can go back up now. Let's see if that got rid of the fog gate we were seeing. I'm not entirely sure if it did. That was in the secret passage within the secret passage, if I remember correctly. Secret passage 1, secret passage 2. Okay. So this now becomes quite troublesome. I do believe this is the most difficult boss in the game, if I'm understanding correctly. Midir is, yep, fog gate is gone. Lovely. So we can get down there now. So it's an optional boss. It's an end game. Very, very much end game. And I do believe with this Spear of the Church Covenant thing, they finally realized their dream, what they had wanted to do with the Silver Mirror Knight in Dark Souls 2, which was that the idea was human players would be summonable to assist the boss. So for the first time it would be like you were fighting a human, like a real online player, as a boss in a boss arena, and that would have been kind of cool, but they never quite figured it out for the Silver Knight in Dark Souls 2. It appears that they finally did for this Spear of the Church Covenant. Human players can, like, come in and defend it. I think that's up at the church the other way. I'm not sure why I'm explaining it here, but... So it will be interesting to make use of this guy's items, but I'm not sure what he has to do with the Midir boss battle down here. So we may have to come back to that and give it a try. But I'm very, very glad we have him off the bridge and the gate to it is open. We'll have to take a peek soonish, but let me check this ringed knight who's been waiting to duel us for so long now. I want to make sure we have all of our options ahead of us before we make any boss decisions. And I'll have to decide when to use, when the abyssal damage modifier is more wise to use than my sharp twin blades. We'll do a little bit of switching back and forth at this point, I'm sure. And maybe we'll even find a new weapon, I'm not sure. How many more times can I fit the word sure into a rambling sentence? Let's find out together. Okay, my friend. It's time for us to dance. I think you've known this deep inside of yourself for many, many years now. Okay. This is probably going to be one of those twin blade times. This doesn't do a great amount of damage for how easily I could stun lock him otherwise. Question in the chat there. Am I not talking during this stream? I hope that I am. If you cannot hear me now, I am not talking during this stream. I'm so sorry. I think you might be having audio issues, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, he's finally giving up the chase. Let me switch back to these. I think since he's human-sized, I can probably stun him in 3 hits. Or with a well-placed flirtatious wink. Okay, and I will jump back into this just for safety. safety's sake, the old wolf curved sword on the back. Okay. Now let's try this. If 3 hits causes him to stumble, we're in good shape. Ah, that was a lovely double he got. Okay. Let's try that again. Back to 1. Four hits. Okay. Still worked. Just took 1 extra hit to make me self-conscious. A couple of budding green blossoms. This looks rather... Aha! It is a monument. This must be where that covenant is managed. I have 1 to offer, but I'm not sure what it does just yet. Looks like there's something... Pardon me, over here. I must have to drop down for it. Okay. So this is also seeming like an imminent boss area? Or maybe I've just been playing too much Dark Souls. Is there such a thing? Is there too much punishing yourself? Oh, that got weird.
Visitor, return from whence thou camest. The abyss runneth deep, by the king's decree. None may disturb our mistress's slumber.
Alright. So this appears to be where the spears of the church are protecting their princess. I appear to have missed an item. Aha, so glad you're with us now. So sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Attacking us again. Not that you were missing much, I promise. So I am very tempted to get a peek in the church, because I'm guessing it's not an optional boss, like our other dragon friend. Let's open the door, at least. I'll see if that gets me into trouble.
Unknowing visitor,
Yeah.
by the king's decree.
That's what everyone says. Every time I go out and I'm like, hey, could I get a large coffee? Like, turn back by the king's decree. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Not that I've been out in, 8, 9 months now, has it been? Just been eating tuna fish. Okay, so there is fog in here. I am very tempted to ember myself to see if there are any summons hiding behind the pews. Are there pews? I just assumed. There's my latent bias at work. Okay. It's Patches! Hey, buddy. How's it going? This must be your big reward for following Amnesiac Lap's quest line to its inevitable conclusion there. Is you get to see your balding friend in all of his phantom glory. I appreciate that. Maybe he'll finally make up for how many times he's kicked my little bottom into a pit. Many different eras of my bottom. Are you sure about that? Every time I hear someone talk about the King's Decree, I think, sounds a trifling matter.
Justice. Spear of the church. Sword.
Okay, what is gonna happen here? get through the whole boss prologue, apparently. Okay, what is this? Besides, quick and evasive. Oh, and we have another one. Okay. So this looks like one of those, this is an actual multiplayer human who is acting as a boss battle now. Which is kind of cool. Though not great for me. Yep. Alright, Patches. I'm gonna try to take this out, though this is not good. Yikes. Okay, that's a bad situation. I just need to get that one stunned somehow. So this has never been something I'm interested in. Fighting actual human players just holds no joy for me. There's no challenge in it or fun to be had. It's just like a more annoying NPC battle. Especially with those and his constant mana pool. I think this is actually healing too, as it turns out. I don't want to be frostbitten. There it was. Yeah, this is just a nightmare for me. It's my own personal hell. Don't you heal. Stop that healing. Okay, and there's another painted guy. Fine. Sure. The thing I really hate about fighting humans is it's not correct. Like, the frame rate and stuff gets wrong. Especially with how terrible my internet is. So it's like they're getting extra hits they shouldn't get, and so am I. Because we're just not quite connected to each other. Okay, there's my last Estus flask. No more healing for me. Got taken out in the back by that painted guardian. At least give him a forward throat slash there. So yeah, I guess that's going to be just different every time. You could get a player. If there's no player available, you'll get the Spear of the Church NPC, the actual defender. So it is sort of a fun little randomized element to one of the endgame bosses, but I do not like being forced through story elements to play multiplayer. That is never a thing I enjoy. And obviously you can just play offline and avoid the whole thing. I am playing online in case I need help the other way for a boss battle. Not that way. Oh goodness, not that way. But yes, that is what we're dealing with now. Kind of a cool battle. So we should be able to call in Patches every time. Let's give it one more shot while we have some free time. Not sure if it's worth fighting that guy or if I should just get past him. If I can get past him. There goes one of my Estus I'll need later. Of course, I was wasting them like flavored sprites there. Alright, hold up. Almost got excited. I'm assuming you can also still get player help for this one. It's probably just too early for most North American players. Anytime now, Patches. Oh, I'll wait, that's fine. I'm actually surprised he survived as long as he did, especially against, like, a human player. Okay. So I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on that Painting Guardian, because she was healing herself at least, if not also the human player. I guess we have to listen to this speech every time.
Sworn defender of our princess Filianor, hearken to the call that summons thee. Make haste.
Okay. Oh, that's such a shame that she can dodge out of the summoning circle before her summoning is technically complete. Okay. Now we have the human player, who is lagging out like an idiot, as per usual. It's like, this is why I hate this. It's not a matter of skill at all. It's a matter of, oh, he's more laggy than me, so I guess I took a whole bunch of damage for no reason. It's just pointless. I've never enjoyed it. Like, I don't even know how to do this battle. I can't tell where he is. It's like I could just flail wildly and hope the lag connects us. This is kind of ridiculous. So it might be that I just want to switch this to offline. I have no interest in fighting laggy idiots. It's more the lag that I'm calling ignorant here. It's really not him at all. If we had a stable connection, this would be fine. So, in order to see what the actual battle is supposed to be like, since I'm at a bonfire here, let me just jump back. I don't know if there's any easy way to switch it to offline unless you go back to the main menu, I think is what I have to do. But let me check. Check the settings. Yeah, it's like launch setting only. So let me switch that to offline, and I will just be right back here. Though I'm sure, hopefully it will keep us together. Let's see if we can jump right back in there, but in offline mode, and see what the actual defender is supposed to be like. And we'll know that at least he and I are on the same wavelength. It's like if I had the greatest internet connection in the world, if I was sitting in a sheep paddock in Australia, for example, this would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with fighting and enjoying a duel. Okay, so I am offline. Continue. Hopefully this will work. do sheep paddocks get good internet reception? Neil Armstrong leads me to believe so, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, running this way, down the elevator. Guess I need to call the elevator. Oh, elevator! I cannot remember the name of that. There's like a name of the dish in the sheep paddock. And it's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot remember it. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. Very old references. Just popped into mind. There's an old... is it Sam Neill, I want to say? A movie called The Dish. It's about the whole Australian sheep paddock satellite dish that, like, broadcast the moon landing. And it's one of my favorite films. It's absolutely brilliant. Very, very funny. Okay, I'm in offline mode now. I think patches should still be there. I'm embering up. We have a question in the chat before we jump into the fray. If you could live in any gaming universe, which one would you pick? That is a very hard question, because they all have incredible pros and devastating cons. Such as, it seems like it would be super fun and safe in a strange way to live in a Pokemon universe, but then you just constantly have to deal with corporate espionage. It's never-ending corporate espionage, apparently. So you just gotta pick your battles, I guess. If I could live in any gaming universe...
is no trifling matter. I, Judicator Argo, shall deliver...
Oh man, I can't think of one that's balanced appropriately.
Sworn defender of our Princess Filianor. Hearken to the call that summons thee. Make haste.
Okay. So this should be the actual guy. And he's wearing that antiquated dress that we found. The violet wrappings. It seemed like when he summoned in, he did a spear attack and it killed the Judicator. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. It seemed very strange. I am full of laser knives now in my face. Face full of laser knives. And he's got one of those white birch bows. He's got a little bit of everything. That sword is devastating, jeez. Come on. That doesn't look like a good position. Swing and a miss. Okay. Goodbye, Half-Light. not phasing through one another at the speed of sound, it's a lot easier to actually have a battle. And I suppose we will now find a princess? Oh, bye, Patches. Sorry, I forgot to even notice you there. Thank you for your help. And I consider us even. Okay, so we're going up another elevator, and it is giving us another bonfire. I have no clue what awaits us. So yes, back to the subject at hand. Gaming universes that I would live in. I just don't know. I keep coming back around to Skyrim, because then I could at least know that I could exit town and survive on foraging berries and picking, I don't know, grubs. At least. But then it's like you got all the dragons and the necromancy and the... it's just uncomfortable in the day-to-day with the squalor. There's obviously, like, you know, Star Wars universe games wherein force powers and lightsabers would exist. These things are cool, and I'd like to get my greedy fingers on them. I'd like to get my greedy fingers on some force push, for sure. But I don't think I have the complexion for force lightning. This is lovely up here. I think this is where the game ends. It's definitely not another boss battle at the top of these stairs or anything. No, I'm sure. Okay. No summon signs in the grass. Hello? Secret knock? Is it okay if I just say secret knock instead of actually performing it? Does that still allow me entrance? Yes, that is it. I love you, Colonel Sanders, is the gaming universe where I would live. You've nailed it. BK Sneak is the gaming universe where I... Oh, goodness. Alright, so this must be... Filianor? The princess? I have to assume. I'm scared that any action I take will deeply shatter a world full of innocent people. Just judging by the look of her and that fragile egg she's holding, I think I should leave immediately and never come back. Ah, okay. Let's destroy some more dreams and hopes. Touch the embraced shell. Do I want to do that? I'm really not sure. I'm going to make what is my third strangest Google of the morning and touch the embraced shell. That's number 3 for strangeness. I don't think we have any other choice, really. It's not like I have a secret item. We're touching the embraced shell. All right. I'm sorry if this hurts you and or the world, Filianor. Justified in having worn these gloves this entire time for this cutscene alone. I broke your thing. Oh God, I'm sorry. Coffee? Do you want to know what year it is or anything? I'm here for you. is different. So have I come to a different time, or have I broken an illusion and am now seeing the true state of the world? Or have I just unleashed a horrible curse on everything and everyone? Oh goodness, I don't know what I've done. I guess I'd better light this bonfire. Doesn't seem to be anything down here. Alright. I guess we're getting ashy. So there is light in the world. It's not like we're in an age of darkness.
Eleanor, help me, please. The Red Hood is come to eat us, to eat our
Is that me?
souls.
The Red Hood. Oh, geez, is it the other Nightingale? I know we're still chasing him, like he's been pointing our way, the way he went. Did he go mad and start killing everybody? Because he was looking for the dark soul to give to the painter. In the painted world, she's going to use it to create a portal to a new world of safety. This is really rather tragic. I wish there was something I could do for this poor king. Okay. And I'm assuming I go the way he's been dragging himself, but what's out here in that case? It does look like we have a couple of potential ways we could go. I'm not sure which order to execute them. Let's try over here.
I've searched
Maybe they
for
just
thee,
give you...
dark-stricken creature. I am Shearer, daughter of the Duke, descendant of gods, and trusted friend to Medea. At once, I am the honor of the gods, the glory of fire, and the fear of the dark. Thou shalt not go unpunished for thy treachery, thy profanity, and thy shameless yearning.
Well, sure. No, I do need to be punished for those things, but can we talk about this? Okay, can't dodge it that close. Jeez. That is rather devastating. And every angle is a bad angle. Come on now. That is so unfortunate. Let me see if I can get out here. The old doorway technique. Oh, and she can heal. Great. That's great. Very, very effective AI. Oh, come on. So close.
Remember this, creature. Ne'er will I forgive thy crime.
So we have angered Shira quite desperately. In a way that I did not intend. Sorry about that, Shira. And yeah, I guess this is just your tomb. This is just where you die. A question in the chat. You've been watching the Control stream. Thank you so much. Everyone should watch the Control stream if they're not playing it themselves. It's amazing. In my opinion. Take of that what you will. Are there any games similar to it? The one game that I have immediately latched onto as being very, very similar, just in kind of theme and style, is Inside. Sort of a similar facility, secret facility feeling deep underground. Inside is very thematic and cool. There's nothing really that equates to it in terms of sheer, I don't even know what to call it. New weird? It's pretty special. But I'm sure I'm ill-informed on the other side of that coin. So I imagine any time I go in there, she will appear. It kind of feels like everywhere I go, she will appear. Would be my guess. But let's remember that if we hit the far side of that arena, it seems like it summons her. And keep checking out here just a bit. I have to imagine they're going to put a secret item out here somewhere amongst the dunes. Otherwise, this is just a huge waste of everyone's time. Which could also be the case. This is definitely the biggest ash hole I've ever seen in this game. And we have seen some big ash holes together. Well, looking more and more likely that it's all just a huge waste of time. But there's still a sliver of hope. A splinter of hope lodged under my pinky nail. At least I'm getting my cardio in. Oh, no problem. Any time's a good time for questions. Prevents me from, quote-unquote, saying something witty, left to my own devices. By all means, ask away. Okay, I am not seeing anything out here. And I have not yet been attacked by a dune-style sandworm, so disappointment at every turn. Pretty sure that's what Sean Connery is having put on his gravestone. All the world's an asshole. Okay, I think I got too close to this arena, and now a cutscene has commenced. Is this the Red Hood they have been telling us about? There appear to be a lot of consumed souls. There he is. Hey, Gale. You look troubled. And maybe larger? It's a very big sword you're holding, Gale. Oh man,
Still
even his
here.
robe has souls screaming out of it.
Hand it over, that thing, your dark soul,
I don't want to.
for my lady's
I don't
painting.
want to sew the buttons into my eyes. Stop it. You just throwing guys at me? You out here throwing guys at me? No, I wish Patches was here to help. Such a short reach on that. What a shame. Your anger will get you nowhere. Except probably to win the battle, but... Ah, jeez. These attacks are so weird. And like jump one way and swing another. So yeah, it looks like he has gone mad in the pursuit of the Dark Soul, which I'm assuming was, in some way, at least, contained within this embraced shell. The shell itself must have held the Dark Soul, and he, like, reached in and tried to pluck it out, and that caused something, some alternate reality where he is now consuming ancient kings and becoming some desperate, terrible beast. I'm impressed. I did not foresee such an end for Gale. And it's great. Though I'm kinda not sure why Shira's attacking me and blaming me, like, oh, your curiosity has destroyed the world, when Gale seems to be going on a rampage. But sure. No, it's all my fault. So does this just mean that he's in this entire arena now? That is crazy. So you have this whole place to fight a wild Gale. Wrong way to roll. And I have to imagine this is only going to get worse. Or larger in a second phase. Wasn't that fun? Oh. Absolutely devastating. Oh, come on. I was in motion. Oh, here we go. Now it gets worse. Oh, not on your sword. Gross.
Is this the blood?
Mop it up. do you
of the
mean, is
dark
this the
soul.
blood of the dark soul? Okay. This bodes well for me. His cape is like swinging. His cape is a second sword. Now, that is really interesting and strange. So every hit is a double. And he's got that terrible crossbow. Wow, and his things boomerang back to him. It's pretty much a grab bag. Okay. Bad area to be. Shouldn't have gone for it. Shouldn't have gone for that. Ah, you got me. Did actually much better than I was expecting against his second phase there. Actually survivable for a time. That is really impressive. But really did just want to get a peek at that. I'm hoping we can come back down and continue to fight him anytime. On the scale of difficulty, I think we should probably at this point jump back to like the Twin Princes fight. Considering we have that, we have the Dragon Midir, and we now have Slave Knight Gale. I would think that the Twin Princes are probably next in line. But, regrettably, I am out of time for today. We will be back to poke at Gale once more, who appears to be just on the verge of devouring the entire world, and I don't even know what happens if you eat the original dark soul of humanity. Like, if you eat all of it, I don't know what happens. I'm kind of tempted just to help Gale out here at this point. Bring about a new world. But I'm sure that's unwise. Anyway, we will be back, hopefully, in Lothric Castle here. Let me get my bearings momentarily. Grand Archives, that's it. We'll be back at the Grand Archives to get up to the Twin Prince fight next time. Thank you very much for your time and patience. Sorry we didn't get any major victories there. We only got the Spear of the Church out of the way. But that's something. Very fun to see what's coming down the pipe at us next here. I have no idea what the arena for the dragon battle is going to be. I'm excited to jump down there and see what the scoop is. It should be interesting. But anyway, you know where to find me. I'm going to go do another 9 hours of spreadsheets, but I will see you soon. And hopefully tomorrow morning, it being a weekend, if it's the correct day I'm thinking of, we'll be back in the Federal Bureau of Control. Bye for now. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon.